I'm turning my sound. Can I get a sound check? Sound check, sound check.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. How's everyone doing tonight?
Not bad for my first insurrection, I gotta tell you.
First insurrection. All right, we'll talk about that more in a little bit. Welcome, everyone, to Season 2 of Kidder's Comedy Corner, where these three comedians and myself collide virtually to bring a little bit of humor into your life, because we all need a little humor in our life right now. All right. So I'm going to go through and introduce my guests. If it's your first time here tonight, thank you so much for being here. If it's your second time, third time, or your 34th time, thank you. I appreciate you. For my guest tonight, you've seen her doing comedy at venues all over LA and at the Laugh Riot Girl Comedy Festival, the Tucson Comedy Arts Festival, and Women in Comedy Festival in Boston. She's also done comedy in backyards and at a fish fry for balance. Please welcome Wynter Spears. How are you, Wynter?
I'm not bad. How are you?
Fantastic. Give me a little rundown on your life. Give me 30 seconds. You in a
30
nutshell.
seconds. 30 seconds. I traveled the world the year before I went to college in Philly, did theater in Chicago, moved to LA to be an actor, and now I'm an actor and a comedian. Who would have thought? That's the
Nice.
Cliff Notes version.
Hold on 1 second. 1 second. I messed up something. There we go. Did I mess that up, guys? People watching the show? Raise your hand if I messed up. I totally messed up. I'm like looking at the wrong screen. All right, but I'm pretty sure they heard everything.
Okay.
Did you guys hear everything? Evan's like, welcome back, Kidder. What's up, Robert? What's up, Steven? Norman Laser, Jackson, Dan Green, my he's my moderator. I was gonna say my commentator, my moderator. He commentates too. Anyways, if you guys didn't hear me, welcome back to Season 2 of Kidder's Comedy Corner, where I'm always dealing with technical difficulties. If we didn't hear it before, let's do it again. You've seen her doing comedy at venues all over LA and at the Laugh Riot Girl Comedy Festival, the Tucson Comedy Arts Festival, and Women in Comedy Festival in Boston. She's also done comedy in backyards and at fish fries for balance. Welcome, Wynter Spears. How are you?
Hello.
All right, sorry to cut you off, Wynter. Let's hear your life in a nutshell. 30 seconds, go.
30 seconds. Traveled the world the year before I went to college in Philadelphia, from Chicago, went back to Chicago, did a lot of theater, moved to LA, still acting, also a comedian.
Nice. I love it. Well, welcome. I'm glad you're here.
Glad to be here. Glad to be anywhere that's not
Right.
like in my house by myself. You know what I'm saying?
I know what you're saying. All right. My next guest, Ethan Howard, is an up-and-coming comedian who is starting his debut tour entitled Exterior Background in March of this year. You can also see him on TikTok and his podcast, How Weird with Ethan Howard. Can be seen anywhere you get podcasts. Welcome, Ethan. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Thank you for having me back, Chris. I'm really excited.
Absolutely, dude. It's a pleasure. How's New York? Are you out in New York right now?
I'm in Los Angeles right now. Moved back to New York on Thursday, so a week from today. Yeah.
Nice, dude. This guy's moving all over the world. Well, welcome, Ethan. Thank you for being here. Oh, tell me a little bit about you in 30 seconds or less, dude.
Okay. Started doing stand-up in Los Angeles. I was 14 years old. Just kind of doing that for the last 5 years. I've been on TV a bunch. Taught the infamous Honey Boo Boo how to do stand-up comedy. That was a disaster. And now I'm moving to New York. I'm an impressionist. I'm a comic. I'm an actor. I'm a writer. I'm a college student. So, living the life.
And he makes it very challenging to follow. I know this firsthand.
Thank you.
Last but definitely not least, Katie Zane is a non-binary comic from Chicago who has performed all over the world thanks to Zoom. I totally feel you on that one. Making people laugh with their sardonic punchlines and their takes on being disabled in comedy. Welcome, Katie. How are you?
doing all right. Not too bad considering all the things.
Awesome. Well, let's hear a little bit about your life. 30 seconds or less.
So grew up in Northern Virginia, right outside of DC, moved to California when I was 21, was there for 6 years, moved back to Virginia for 6 years. Now I'm in Chicago. I've been here for 4 years. I started doing comedy about 3 years ago, almost 4 years now. And I probably have wanted to perform since I was a little kid. I have 11 diseases, which I talk about in my stand-up. And I'm just doing my thing, loving my cat. And I am working on a very important album called Judas, which I will be recording and releasing at the end of this year.
Awesome. That sounds awesome. Well, Katie, thank you so much. You're one of the other comics I've met virtually. I met Wynter virtually. That is one of the best things to come out of 2020 is just meeting everyone virtually. So thank you for saying yes and being a part of the show. Awesome. Well, guys, I'm your host, Chris Kidder. My last name says it all. I always say that because I love it. I hated my last name when I was a little kid. I grew to love it as I got older. And now that I'm a comedian, everyone says it fits. Awesome. All right, it's second season. Just to let everyone know, if you're here and you've seen shows in the past, we're no longer a 2-hour show. We shortened it because a lot of people were surveyed and asked, and that was the biggest thing. People wanted a shorter format, and we were listening, and we are now going to deliver a 1-hour show. Things have changed. I hope you guys enjoy the show. But first, let's talk about our sponsors. Breakthrough Innovative Group. I've talked about them before. They are an anger management company. They helped me, and that's another reason why I got into stand-up comedy was my anger management issues. They're a full-service consulting firm specializing in anger management, a Los Angeles County certified provider since 2007. They provide education and training services to organizations and individuals to build stronger, healthier relationships. Go to breakthroughinnovative.com for more. Awesome. Well, thank you, Maria. She's my friend over at Breakthrough Innovative. So thank you so much. All right. One more sponsor, Greg Dean, the professor of comedy. I've personally went through this guy's classes, and he's a dear friend, and I love it, and I definitely believe in his format. He's been teaching comedy and techniques for more than 40 years. He offers classes for beginning to advanced comedians in person and online, and has books and online videos that accompany his teachings. If you're ever considering stand-up comedy or just want to add a little humor into your public speaking or storytelling, then go check him out, standupcomedy.com. Awesome. Let's move on, shall we? Okay. Guys, before we start, if you're on your phone and you're watching the show, turn it portrait and click like down below, please. That helps support the show. Feel free to leave comments. If you have questions or feedback, leave that for us down below. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. We're here live every Thursday. One thing that's changed about this season, we now have winners. The winner of the episode is going to walk away with a $10 Amazon gift card. Thank you to my sponsors. And the winner will move on to a second round. And then if they win that round, a third round, a final champion will be awarded this year. So stay tuned for that. All right, here we go. We're going to start with a more serious question. I'm going to start with you, Wynter.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Craziest thing you've seen in stand-up?
The craziest thing I've seen in stand-up.
Yeah, let's hear it.
That's such a good question.
Let me throw a little fire under you. You got 30 seconds or less.
The craziest thing I've seen. It's hard to say just because stand-up can be so weird. The craziest thing I've seen in stand-up. Okay, so this is maybe not the craziest thing I've seen in stand-up, but it's pretty out
It's up there.
So, and this is I made it about me because I'm a stand-up comedian. It's always about me, right? Okay, so I was in Long Beach at it's the Improv. I believe it's the Improv out there. I was in Long Beach at the Improv, and it was my first time ever doing stand-up at like a huge venue like that. And the person who was introducing me, I don't know if you all have ever been there, but it's in at the Improv in Long Beach. There's a huge sort of a U that you can walk all the way around to get to the stage. So I'm all the way in the back of the theater, but I have this long U, but I think I have all this time. Because my friend's going to introduce me, right? He starts to introduce me. I don't know that he's about to do that. So then I'm like, and you know, you want to tape your set. You want to do all these things and I was so nervous. I like threw my phone and I start running. I'm wearing like the biggest platform heels you've ever seen. And I'm doing the run because he's going to be done saying my name in about 6 seconds and I need to get there. I literally just barely made it to the front of the stage before he said my name. So is that the craziest thing? I don't know, but that's the thing that came to mind.
Thing that came to mind. Katie or Ethan, you guys have anything crazy things about that you've seen in stand-up?
I have a couple of, I don't know if Ethan would like to go first, but I have a couple of.
All you.
All right, so I have a couple of ties. So one time there's this homeless man who just walked into our mic, walked up on stage, and killed it. That was pretty weird.
That's awesome.
And then there was a guy on Zoom that took a fake pee during his set, and it was really uncomfortable.
Wow.
And one time, the anniversary of this just happened. One time I was doing a set and I threw up in my mouth, and then I turned around, dealt with it, and then turned around and kept going, and then also killed my set.
That's a pro right there, Katie.
That is a pro.
That is a pro.
That is a pro. Oh God, that's awesome. Ethan, you got anything to follow that?
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know if I can follow that, but I was over at the Improv one night, and it was I was on stage doing some crowd work, and I was just talking to this guy, and he looked really upset. So I was like, "Why are you upset?" And he stood up and he goes, "I just need to say this." And he points, and I go, "I've been dating this girl for 6 years. She's sleeping with my brother." Stands up, leaves. The girl stays and just doesn't do anything about it. So I go, like, "Are you sleeping with the brother?"
What?
And she goes, "Yeah, so much better than him."
Wow, dude.
Yeah. I was like, only at the Hollywood Improv.
Well, that's the best part about interacting with the crowd. You do meet some crazy.
Okay, I don't know if we can go back to me, but I have a really quick one that's actually crazy.
I'm gonna move on.
Move on.
Sorry, Winter, because we got 1 hour.
The
All right.
TikTok.
All right, we're gonna do a round of trivia after this next question, so stick around for that. If you were reincarnated into a vehicle, what are you and why? And I want to hear from the viewers too. What are you and why? Let's start with you, Katie.
I'm probably the car that I wanted when I was in high school, which was an El Camino.
Nice.
And like, but the El Camino with like all the fur trim inside and like the bed that you can sleep in at night, like the comfiest El Camino you've ever seen that somehow is gas efficient, which isn't real because El Caminos have the worst mileage, which actually matches me perfectly.
That's awesome. How about you, Winter?
I'm gonna say an Audi TT just because I feel like that car is cooler than I'm ever gonna be, but it would make me seem like
Winter, I wanted an Audi TT for so long, and then I started dating my girl, who's now my wife. She's Filipino, and I told her, like, oh, my dream car is an Audi TT, and she could not stop laughing because TT in Tagalog is penis. So she's like, my whole family will make fun of you. And so I moved up to an Audi R8, so that's my car now.
I completely understand why you changed. I totally get it.
Yeah.
You wanted a high-end luxury performing vehicle. I get it.
Right. What about you, Ethan?
So does it have to be a car or can it be
No, vehicle.
Okay. So I think I'd have to be a 747 airplane just because when I used to play baseball, I was extremely slow and my coach used to call me that because I would kind of just cruise along when I was running.
What did you call you, 747?
747. I was like, Boeing would be better, but you know.
That's awesome.
So I would be that. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's what it is. I'm honest with myself.
I think I'd be reincarnated as a tank.
Nice.
I just physically feel like I'm a tank. I'd rather be a Corvette, but yeah, that would be me. All right, we're going to do our first round of trivia. If you haven't tuned in before, make sure you jump in the live chat and try to beat everyone else with an answer if you love trivia. For my guest tonight, your name is your buzzard. You are playing for that $10 Amazon gift card, so make sure you don't ruin it. Make sure you say your name if you know the answer. It is virtual, so whoever I hear first on my end, I'm going to call on you. If you have the correct answer, great. If not, feel free to try to stump other people too. You know, if you don't know and you just want to spit something out, feel free. The only rule is you got to say your name first. All right. This first round, they're worth 1 point, okay? We got 10 questions worth 1 point, 10 worth 3, and 10 worth 5. All right, here we go. In what 1980 spoof movie starring Leslie Nielsen does an autopilot turn out to be an inflatable doll named Otto?
Ethan.
Katie.
Ethan.
Airplane.
Airplane is correct.
Yeah.
All right. What instrument did President Clinton famously play on the Arsenio Hall show in 1992?
Winter.
All right, I heard Winter.
Saxophone.
It was. It was. All right. I should have said this. Let me finish the question first.
Sorry.
But I did hear you first, Winter.
Yeah, look, she loses a point.
She loses a point.
No, I knew when he said
All
what
right.
instrument.
All right, got to finish the question first.
Okay.
Which actor played the role Walker, Texas Ranger?
Winter,
go for it.
Chuck Norris.
Chucky Poo. All right. What hideous doll was created by Danish woodcarver Thomas Dam?
Ethan.
Go for it, Ethan.
Chucky?
No. No. This was more appropriate as a kid's doll, but
I was born in 2002, so I don't
I know some of these questions are before your time, but
Winter.
yeah. Go for it, Winter.
Raggedy Ann and Andy.
No. Without Googling it, does anyone else have a guess? All right.
Pinocchio?
No, the answer I'm looking for is troll dolls.
Oh.
Oh.
I believe the first ones he made were carved out of wood as well. Alrighty.
The more you know.
The
Yeah.
more you know. Da-na-na-na. All right. What internet service provider would famously state, "You've got mail"?
Ethan.
Go for it, Ethan.
AOL.
AOL. See, that's way before your time too, bro.
I feel like it's hard. I have brain damage. I can't say my name fast enough.
No, you're good. So then you got to just say your name and then process the question.
I'm trying as hard as I can.
It's totally cool.
I'm just kidding around.
You're good. You're good, Katie. All right. We're going to go on to our next question. Let's start with you with this one, Ethan. Name one restaurant you'd like to dine in this year, if you can.
Dine in this year? Ooh. I mean, if I'm just gonna be like, if I have all the money, I want to go Mastro's, get myself a steak and get myself some butter cake. But like, you know, the bank account doesn't allow that. But hey, it's all theoretical.
It's all exactly. It's just for fun.
Yeah.
How about you, Katie?
Honestly, like a seafood joint on the East Coast, like in Maryland. There is a crab place that I cannot remember the name of to save my life, but that I specifically like that's on the bay.
Yeah. Alrighty. I love that. I mean, I think I would be leaning towards the seafood myself, like a sushi or something. How about you, Winter?
A Midwestern girl, Ruth Chris, all the way.
Respect.
I love it.
I want to eat crab again.
I want to eat not in my house again.
Hey, just want to shout out Steven. We got Steven McDonald in the house. Heaven Welch, what's up? Fangio Martinez, how you doing? He was a winner on one of my past shows. Welcome. I see Daniel. How you doing, buddy? All right. We're going to do a quick ad-lib speed round. This isn't for points. This is for fun. Just shout out first thing that come to mind. It does not matter who answers these. And then after this, we're going to go into a set by Wynter Spears, yeah?
Good.
All right, here we go. This year, I'm going to...
Not kill myself.
Ding, 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 ding. The first thing I'm going to do after quarantine is...
Travel.
Yes!
Train.
The best gift I received this past holiday was...
Sketchpad.
Sketchpad, nice.
Microphone.
She's an artist. Microphone.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. All right. It's always fun to...
Bake pies. I don't know why.
Big pies. I love it. No answer is wrong. No
are
answer
killing
is
it.
wrong.
We are
She
killing
said
this
big
right
pies.
There are no wrong
All right.
answers.
Last one. If you gave me $50, I would
Buy
That's weed.
snacks.
buy snacks. I heard snacks and weed.
They go hand in hand.
Go ahead and in. You guys should be friends.
I was gonna say Wynter and I can go hang out.
You know what's funny is that I don't smoke anything. I don't smoke weed, and this is the reason. I can't imagine loving food more than I love it right now.
Right?
Can't imagine.
There.
Can't imagine. I was
I
like,
love it.
aren't
I don't want to
snacking
ruin
enough?
this
Aren't I
purity.
snacking enough? Isn't there enough food in my life? Let's not put another log on that fire.
That's like the
Absolutely.
most pure thing I've ever heard.
That's
I
awesome.
can't. I was like, do other people not like food? Because I love food. And I can't imagine loving it more.
Doritos already taste so good.
Right? Right. This is what I'm
All right. And with that said, Wynter is going to give us a few minutes of her comedy. Here she goes. Welcome.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much, Chris, for having me. So great to see you, Ethan, Katie. So great to see anyone really at this point that's not in my house. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Wynter Spears. I spell Winter with a Y, not because I'm pretentious, but because my mother is. I don't know when you knew that this was all going to be a thing. I knew when we were 4 days away from quarantine here in Los Angeles, and I was on my 6th store looking for toilet paper, and there was a man in the parking lot at the Ralph's playing an accordion. And I said to myself, oh, this is deck chairs on the Titanic. This is violins on the Titanic. This is not going to go well. He was not wrong. Guys, I don't know how you have been spending your quarantine. I've been spending my quarantine learning everything I can about COVID. Read all the COVID articles, know all the symptoms, know everything that's coming out. Guys, short-term memory loss, apparently something that's going on with COVID. It's crazy. And once I spend 4 or 5 hours reading all the articles about COVID, I have to spend the rest of the day watching mindless shows to forget about all the horrible things I've just read. And let me tell you that I hate reality dating television with the same passion that I reserve from men telling me how to park my car unbidden. But I tell you what, if Lauren and Cameron don't stay together, you're not going to have to worry about wildfires in Southern California because I'm burning this city to the ground. Guys, I have been trying to work on myself during this quarantine. I have some issues that I've been trying to work out. It's hard for me to say this out loud. I am a purse hoarder, and that does not mean that I hoard purses. That means I hoard my house in my purse. So when I put everything that I can put into my purse in my purse, lipsticks, like 8, only 2 of which I'm using, notebooks, half-drunk bottles of water, so many hair ties, so many bobby pins, shoes. When I put everything I can put into my purse in my purse, when my purse is so heavy that when I put it in the passenger seat in my car, the light comes on. It requires a seatbelt. When I put everything I can put into my purse in my purse, when my purse is so heavy, it is roughly the size of a 6-month-old, about 25 pounds. When I put everything I can put into my purse in my purse, I have a decision to make. Do I clean out my purse? Or is it just easier for me to buy a new purse? Been buying a new purse for a while. Guys, people keep saying, no one could have predicted this. Who could have predicted this? No one could have predicted this. You know who could have predicted this? My mother. My mother has been having hand sanitizer and antibacterial wipes in the bottom of her purse for the majority of my life. She collects face masks from her doctor like some people collect condiments from fast food restaurants. Her time is now. And I don't know if you guys remember the guy who got arrested at the beginning of quarantine for having a storage locker full of hand sanitizer. I'm not saying he and my mother were in cahoots, but I have questions. You know what I'm saying? Guys, a lot of places have gone out of business since the quarantine started. Like Soup Plantation. Soup Plantation, I don't know that they went out of business because of the joke I used to tell about them, but I like to think so. I got an email the other day from Waimea Plantation in Hawaii. Guess what? I don't want to go to your plantation. That does not sound relaxing for me. I'm going to need you to think about a name change. Another place that needs to think about a name change, there's a place in Tennessee called Darky Springs. I'm going to need you to work on that. Also, there is a clothing company in Canada called Moose Knuckle. If you do not know what Moose Knuckle is, look that up. It's going to be fun for you. They also need to consider a name change. Guys, I've been trying to get some household projects done since we have been in quarantine. I put together a 9-cube organizer that I got from Target. I had to buy a screwdriver and hammer, 2 things I've never owned, but I tell you what, give me another 2 weeks, I will be ready for my HGTV show. Guys, remember when Panic Room was a movie and not the place we lived every single day? Guys, that's my time. Thank you so much.
Yeah!
Beautiful.
Thank you, Wynter.
Thank
Oh,
you.
that was great. That was great. Thank you so much for that.
Hilarious.
Thank you.
No, that's awesome. I really I really enjoyed that. You know what really out of all of that, you know what stood out was the 26-pound 6-month-old. I don't know, like I don't think my 6-month-olds were that heavy. I mean, I think
Aren't they supposed to like double their weight like every 2 months or something?
yeah, something like that. But
Children.
that just sounded huge. I'm like, are they 26 pounds? I mean, maybe.
I've never had children. I don't know. I just picked a number.
People were loving it. We had Sophia Freespur, what's up? Stephen McDonald, Fangio, they're all laughing. They love it. This is
Thank
great,
you guys.
great
Thank
set.
you so much. I appreciate it.
If you haven't seen it already, if you look on the screen, I'm pointing in the wrong direction. Down, right here. If you look down in that corner, guys, you'll see my guests. You'll see their Instagram tags. Make sure you show them some love. At the end of the show, make sure you scroll down. You can find links. If you see this show not live and later on, you can find all their other stuff too, podcasts, websites, all that stuff. But make sure you go show them some love when you leave the room. All right, moving on. Great job, Wynter. Thank you so much. Wynter, starting with you, do you prefer parties for New Year's or do you prefer staying in?
I prefer parties if I can get home by midnight. I had one year that I went to a party and my friend and I got back to her place by midnight. It was a beautiful thing. Because once at midnight hits, you can't get home. It's impossible. Everybody's taking up all the transportation. But if you get home before midnight, it's a beautiful thing.
Wait, are you in
had a
Chicago
good
right now?
No, I'm in LA.
You're in LA. Oh, okay.
So if you
Yeah.
can go out and party between like 8 and 11:30 and get home before midnight, beautiful thing.
It's a high IQ move right there.
It is. It's like, did you go out?
This was years of partying before I figured this out. Years of partying, and it being 1 o'clock in the morning and being like, I cannot get a cab. What's happening?
You celebrate it like, was it at 10 p.m. or
Right,
11
exactly.
p.m.? Yeah,
Exactly.
and
I was
then
like,
head
we
home.
need to be back at someone's house by midnight because I cannot be out past midnight. I can't.
How about you, Ethan?
So, as someone who has recently discovered alcohol and pot because
Oh,
I'm
God.
only 19, partying is the way to go. But like, not gonna lie, I had like 3 people over for the other night because of the virus, and we just hung out outside. So much better than a party. So much. I hate everybody at parties because they're the worst. So it's just nice having people that I actually want to hang out with. You
Yeah.
know. So like, yes and yes to both answers.
Yeah. I get it. How about you, Katie?
For New Year's specifically, I think I like to go to like the big party, because you just have to like full commit to staying up till 4. Like it's that New Year's is about staying up, and I mean, I spent New Year's at home this year, and I still stayed up till 4. And I am the type of person that on a normal night might go to bed at 7 p.m. So staying up all night, I have to prepare like I'm an old person for. So it's a whole thing. Like if I want to go to a party, I have to, several days beforehand have to take a bunch of naps. And then I can go to a party.
You gotta pre-plan and
Yes.
Amen, Katie. Naps are involved. If I'm gonna be up late, it's about naps, and I'm gonna have to drink some coffee at 7.
yeah. Ethan, take notes, buddy. I mean, I think in my 20s, like I was all about staying up till 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning. New Year's, it didn't matter. Like every Friday was stay up till 4.
Right. Yeah.
But
It's
now,
every
but
Tuesday.
now New Year's, like I have 2 kids. I happily celebrate at 9 p.m. We're in LA. We're gonna watch the ball drop at 9 p.m. New York time. Anyways, that's awesome. We're gonna go to our next round of trivia. All right, we got a couple rounds of trivia coming up. All right, these are worth 1 point. Your name for the buzzard. All right, here we go. Ready? What links these 3 clues together? iPod, MacBook Pro, Genius Bar.
Katie.
Go for it, Katie.
They're all Apple products.
More specific?
All invented by Steve Jobs.
I'll take that. The answer I'm looking for is Apple Store, but that's because of the Genius Bar. That is the link, but I'm gonna give you that one because you said Steve Jobs. That's kind of links them all together. That supersedes Apple Store. All right. Who was everyone's first friend on MySpace?
Katie.
Go for it, Katie.
Tom.
Tom, yes.
No, I couldn't remember his name.
See?
That guy.
It pays to be old.
I was gonna say I don't know what MySpace is.
Yeah, who was in your top 8? Who was in your top 8? No.
Ethan, it was either going to be Facebook or MySpace, and Facebook won. That's what. That's all you need to know.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Facebook won. All right. Who was the actor who played the 90s Catwoman?
Winter.
Katie.
Go for it, Winter.
Michelle Pfeiffer.
It was Michelle Pfeiffer. Awesome. All right. On the Smurfs. Also before your time, Ethan. Who does the cat Azrael belong to?
Ethan.
Katie.
Go for it, Ethan. Wow.
Gargamel.
Gargamel.
They made that new 3D one that was like for his age.
Yeah.
group.
Neil
Oh,
Patrick-
yeah. That's true. For his age group.
Yeah.
Yes.
That question was
He's gonna-
sponsored by
he's
Neil
gonna kill
Patrick
him.
Harris.
NPH. NPH. All right. Who released the single 1999 and 1982,
Wynter Spears.
retired it in 2000, then revived it in 2007 for a classic halftime show?
Winter.
Go for it, Winter.
Prince.
It was Prince.
Ah, nice.
It was Prince. And, you know, that was like I think that was the year after the nipple scandal, wasn't it? Nipplegate or whatever they called it?
No, I don't think they had him after Nipplegate because they were going with somebody super safe after Nipplegate. And Prince is not a safe choice.
No, but it was after Nipplegate. Nipplegate, I think, was either 2004, 2005, or 2006. He was in
was-
2007.
No, Nipplegate was 2003.
Right after Nipplegate.
2003?
Somebody else was after Nipplegate.
Okay.
Did they have somebody
Because-
dumb who did they have after Nipplegate? I feel like it was that the year that it was like it was somebody really bad and I can't remember who.
I love.
Well,
that you guys
Prince
are
was-
so into this.
Prince was so bad. Like, when he got up and did his set, if you remember, it was like a 50-foot, like, white banner flapping in the wind.
Right.
And he sat back there with his guitar doing this.
Right.
Like he had a giant dick. Like, I was like, why would you do that? Like, don't they practice?
Okay, but here's the thing. When you ask for Prince, you know what you're getting. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I
it's not
thought. Like,
truth in advertising. When you ask for Prince, you know what you're getting. That's
I
like,
know, but it's like, why
don't
would they do that?
hire- It's like, yeah, but don't hire Chris Rock if you want a clean set, because that's not what you're.
True.
You want a clean set, hire Jim Gaffigan. You don't go to like Chris Rock for Jim Gaffigan material. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely
it's
true.
Like I'll
That's a
watch the
great
videos
analogy.
and then hire somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Awesome. All right, we're going to start with you on this next question, Katie.
Okay.
Hands down, the best movie ever to you is...
I am almost constitutionally incapable of picking favorites.
Well, what movie have you watched the most? Do you have a movie that you've seen over and over?
You know, you know what? I'm just gonna tell you the movie I watched today because it's a movie that can be watched over and over and over and is universally liked and good, which is Independence Day. I needed to watch something where people came together against evil, so I watched Independence Day.
I agree with you on that one. I actually watched that a week ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that film. I've seen that multiple times, and I kind of felt the same way. I'm like, I need to wash 2020 off. Like, and that was great film for that. Great film for that. How about you, Winter?
Okay, again, like Katie, it's impossible for me to pick a favorite movie. There are different movies. There are movies I like for different reasons. That being said, the movie that I have come back to again and again during this quarantine, and I don't really know why, maybe because it's so comforting, is the movie Moonstruck. I've watched that a lot during this quarantine, and I was like, is it because Cher was at her finest at that point, or was it because it was a young and fabulous Nicolas Cage? Because the writing in the movie is solid. It's solid. Olympia Dukakis telling her 100-year-old father-in-law, "Old man, you give those dogs another piece of my food, I'm gonna kick you till you're dead." That is one of the greatest lines in movie history. So
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about that movie that's comforting for me, but I've watched it a lot during quarantine.
That's a really good one too. How about you, Ethan?
I mean, like, off the bat, Godfather and Godfather 2, just because, like, you know, I was raised by an old school dad. But also, like, The Mask by Jim Carrey might be on my TV once a week. I love that so much. Jim Carrey is my idol, and The Mask is just, like, peak performance of him, in my opinion.
Okay, well, I could totally see him being your idol for sure with all the impressions and all the stuff you do, but wow, yeah, I don't know, like Jim Carrey, like I don't know if The Mask would be my favorite. I think I liked Liar Liar.
Oh, Liars. I mean, they're all great.
Yeah.
I think the Truman Show is far and away his best.
Truman Show is fantastic.
Far and away, I think it's his best performance.
I'm a weirdo. I Love You, Philip Morris is probably my favorite Jim Carrey movie. So it's like super oddball movie of his, but it's probably my favorite one. Good.
At least none of us said Mr. Popper's Penguin.
I was gonna say my second, Sonic the Hedgehog, the Jim Carrey comeback.
It was good. Last week on a theater, it was good.
It was entertaining for sure, and actually it was Jim Carrey being Jim Carrey, and it was good. He made that movie really good.
Exactly.
Awesome. My favorite movie, if anyone cares, is Goonies.
We don't.
You do care.
Goonies
you do care.
Is a good movie.
Goonies.
Goonies holds up.
It's a great film.
It is. I've seen that movie 160 times. That's on that one in the last few years. That's on my TV once a month. My kids have seen it multiple times. That's hands down the best movie. It supersedes all your movies that you guys came up
Also,
with.
like Sean Astin looks less weird as a kid.
He does. He's not. Yeah, he I don't know. He's had chubby years and skinny years, and my top 3 movies are all Sean Astin movies. And it isn't like I got some man crush. It's Goonies, Lord of the Rings, and Rudy.
That's amazing.
I watched Sean Astin's career. Sean Astin stays working. He works.
He does. He does. He's been producing. He does a lot of stuff for kids.
He works all the time.
Yep.
And he's like primo guest star guy.
Yep. Absolutely.
He's been on Stranger Things.
I was gonna say he played Bob.
He's killing it. Killing it. Been working since he was like, I don't know, 15.
Yeah, I love it.
He did a really great movie called Where the Day Takes You with like Lara Flynn Boyle and very young Will Smith.
Yep, I remember that.
Working for years.
All right, next round of trivia. Here we go. These are worth 3 points apiece. What kind of flexible computer storage device came in several sizes, the most popular being 3.5 inch?
Ethan.
Wynter.
Go for it, Ethan.
Flip phone?
No.
Okay.
Flexible computer storage device. That came in several sizes, the most popular being a 3.5 inch.
A floppy disk?
Katie.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was a floppy disk.
Oh, that was the one before CDs, right?
He's never seen a floppy
Maybe,
disk.
yeah, maybe.
He only knows that they exist. He's never seen them.
All right, here we go.
Seen a picture of it on the computer though.
81-year-old, 4 foot 10 inch Clara Peller became an instant celebrity asking, "Where's the beef?" in these fast food chain commercials. Ethan.
Arby's.
No.
Wynter.
Go for it, Wynter.
I said it.
Wendy's.
Wendy's. Yes.
Oh, shoot.
Sorry, I'm hearing her first. All right, here we go. What auto event held in February marks the beginning of NASCAR Winston Cup season?
Wynter?
Go for it, Wynter.
Indy 500?
No. What auto event held in February marks the beginning of the NASCAR Winston Cup season?
Wynter?
Go for it.
The Winston Cup?
No, you're close. I just said Winston Cup. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, the answer I'm looking for, Daytona 500.
Oh.
Oh.
All right, in the Spice Girls, who was Mel C better known as?
Winter.
Go for Winter.
Scary Spice.
No,
Oh.
Katie.
Katie.
Sporty Spice.
Sporty Spice it is. All righty. The hit action series Magnum PI takes place in what sunny U.S. state, which also gives its name to
Katie.
Magnum's favorite kind of shirt?
Ethan.
Katie.
Katie.
Florida.
Winter.
No, Winter.
Winter. Hawaii.
It is Hawaii. Alrighty, that's the last question of that round. All right, here we go. We're gonna do a set with Ethan Howard in just a minute. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Por favor, we're live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. We're streaming, trying to squeeze this into an hour. Try to do the new hour formats. But thank you guys. If you're on your phone, turn it vertically, hit like below. If you don't mind, share, like, all that jazz. Ethan, let's hear a little comedy from yourself, sir.
Okay, comedy. Here we go. So these are gonna have no transitions, but we're just gonna throw jokes out.
Oh yeah.
I lived in New York for 2 months. I lost my virginity in New York, which is really exciting. Nice girl, by the way. Good, fun person. But after I lost my virginity, I wanted to brag because I'm an asshole. And I was trying to think, who can I brag to? So I called my father, as one does. And my dad is laying in his bed with his shirt off. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he's like, what are you doing? Because my shirt was off too. And he goes, are you in bed with a girl? And I turn my camera and I go, yeah. And he goes, well, guess I'm not the only Howard that got lucky tonight. Turns his phone and there was a girl.
That's
and
awesome.
Preface that with, my parents are divorced, so it's okay. But what bugs me is that the girl in my dad's bed was the same age as the girl in my bed.
Good man.
So good for you, Scott, but come on. But it's really interesting because I didn't lose my virginity for a long time, and 18 years to be exact. And it got so bad that I started treating porn like do-it-yourself videos. Like I had no confidence, so I would act it out with the people doing the videos, you know what I mean? And I realized over time, I think porn stars are the most educated people on the planet. I mean, doctor, teacher, astronaut, lawyer, what college lets you get all of those degrees? All right, enough with that material. I'm trying to think about global warming lately because it's a big deal. And I just think global warming is just dads not wanting to change the thermostat. You know what I mean? Congress is just dads afraid of the air conditioning company, who is Trump, because that dude is fun, All right, that didn't work as well as I thought. As a 19-year-old, I voted for the first time this year, and I've been trying to think how you guys let Trump get into office. So I'm going back and watching him kind of running for president. And to me, Donald Trump just seems like a really shitty QVC ad. Does that make sense? Remember when Trump introduced the wall? He came out on stage in this gold building. And he was like, okay, listen, we're going to build a wall. And everybody was like, what is this guy talking about? And then he went, but wait, if you go now and act fast, we're going to make Mexico pay for it. And everybody was like, oh my God, he's right. And then in the low voice, he went, just pay shipping and handling, which is taxes. But you see, no one cares about the taxes. Let's see what else. I got one more quick thing. When I was in 9th grade, I thought I was a really good actor. I went out on auditions. I had an agent. Never got any gigs, but my parents kept encouraging me. So when I was in 9th grade, I wanted to try out for the school play, and the school play was Romeo and Juliet. So everybody in this class, everybody auditioning took a class on how to talk like they were doing a Shakespeare play. Everybody took a class except for me, so I already had the advantage going in, So I go to my first audition and I just nail it. And I go to my second audition and I crush it. And I go to my third audition and I told my teacher I deserve a Tony for that performance. I was phenomenal, So later that day, my professor posted our cast list and I was looking at it.
and on it said playing Romeo is not Ethan Howard. And I'm like, okay, I get that. You know, they probably gave it to a senior. There's like priority there. I was going down a little more, playing a minor character, still not Ethan Howard. I'm like, okay, like this is what's going on. I'm looking for my name. This is 100% true. All the way at the bottom, playing the role of exterior background, Ethan Howard. I played the grass. This is 100% true. My role was to wear all green, just sit there on the stage like this and watch Romeo and Juliet fall in love and kill themselves. It's like, it was so stupid. But here's the thing, I'm a really dedicated actor, so I slept outside of a park for a week, just kind of learning the way grass moves. I went and tested, you know? Slept outside of Home Depot. I chose what type of grass I was gonna be. Bluegrass, of course, because that's what they have in Verona. And, you know, I wanted to spice up the play. So every once in a while I would be sitting, I just put in like a little breeze, you know? All right, that's all. Thanks. Shout out to Cameron and Jackson. That's it.
Awesome. Thank you, Ethan Howard. Yay! Make sure you go follow my guests, please. Their information is down below, or you can see it here on the screen in the corner. I keep pointing in the wrong direction. This way. All right. All right. Fantastic job, Ethan. Here we go. Next round of trivia. Are you ready? These are worth 3 points. 3 points. Here we go. Who was the main villain in the animated series G.I. Joe, A Real American Hero? The main villain in G.I. Joe. Winter's like, oh no.
I know it. It's just like I can't find it.
Yeah.
Winter. I'm gonna say Winter.
Go for Winter.
Was it Scar?
No.
That's not right. I was like, that's the line.
That's the bad guy from
That's the
The
line.
Lion
That's
King.
not
They
right.
just did that one crossover, G.I. Joe meets the Lion King.
All right. The answer I'm looking for, Cobra Commander.
Damn it! I knew that.
Cobra
Commander
Commander.
part. I knew
Yes.
I
Cobra.
remember now.
Remember the movie that came out was The Rise of Cobra or whatever. Yeah. Which
Dumbass
was
Cobra Kai stuff was in my head, so all I kept thinking was Cobra Kai. I knew it was wrong.
which is so good, by the way. All right.
People keep saying I have to watch
It's so good. If you like the old school Karate Kid
Everyone keeps
movies,
saying
it's
how
so
good.
nostalgic, the show. It's so good. All right. What toy did Peter Hodgson invent when he packaged silicone in egg-shaped containers?
Winter.
Winter, go for it.
Silly putty.
It is Silly Putty.
Nice.
Yep,
You
Silly
don't know
Putty.
silly putty. Ethan, you don't.
I
you're
do
too
know
young.
it. I just
Do
didn't
you
know who
really?
invented it. Yeah, I used to play with it.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, really? I didn't know Silly Putty had made it that far down the food
Yeah,
chain.
Silly
I thought it
Putty's
was
still
like
around. Yeah,
30
Silly
years
Putty's
ago.
it's still around now.
The classic timeless toy.
Especially when you shove it on a newspaper and then all the ink would
Best
come off
part.
on it. Yeah, it
That's
was
what my
crazy.
brother and I would do.
All right, the number of Ocean's people in his first heist movie.
Ethan.
Ethan.
11.
It is 11.
I didn't
Ocean's
understand
11.
What you said.
Who vomited in the lap of Japan's prime minister in 92?
Winter.
Go for it, Winter.
George Bush.
It was George Bush. Which one? I'm serious. George, what was it Herbert? Was that his name? Herbert W.
It's
Bush?
H.W., isn't it? George H.W. Bush.
HW, yep. All right, what online retailer began in 94 primarily as an online bookstore?
Ethan.
Winter.
Go for it,
Easy.
Ethan.
Amazon.
It was Amazon. Alrighty, that concludes that round. Here we go. A little more of a serious question. I'm going to start with you, Ethan. What's the most useless thing you own?
The most useless thing I own is my. I have no idea. Probably
Nothing.
like.
You're
mean,
minimalist?
Probably a tennis racket. I don't know.
He doesn't
Never-
play tennis.
Never seen a court.
That would be pretty useless.
Exactly.
How about you, Katie?
Oh, I have a very good answer for this. I have a giant replica of a boat that I found on the side of the road, and it came with me to Chicago. And it's been it used to be in my kitchen on top of my fridge, and now it's in my living room.
I was gonna say, how big's a replica? Is it like a 2
It's-
foot, like a 3
It's
foot?
like 3 feet across, 3.5 feet across.
Is
and
it a
it's about
sailboat?
2.5. Yeah, it's like a big ship,
Nice.
sailboat style.
Nice. I like that. Are you into boats and stuff?
My grandfather was, and so was my father. My dad used to actually build boats in the basement when I was growing up because he was a hobby guy.
Yeah.
And so actually, yeah, maritime stuff runs in my family.
That's awesome. I
You
love
should
it.
just fill your bathtub up and just have it floating in there constantly.
Oh, it's made of wood and definitely would sink.
How about you, Wynter?
Okay, I have one of those. You know those chairs that you can carry around that you like if you need a chair if you're like some kind of an outdoor event. I have one of those chairs that I've used maybe 3 times. I've owned it for like a decade. So
Okay.
who really made? I feel like they made a fool of me because I was like, I'm gonna use this. I've used it 3 times. 3 times.
Nice. I have a lot of camera equipment that's pretty useless because I just don't use it. I have camera equipment I do use, but then, yeah. All right, next round of trivia. These questions, a little more difficult. They might be more difficult. I don't know, but they're worth 5 points each. 5 points. So, again, this is like
Not
anyone's...
yet.
This is anyone's game. This is anyone's game.
Can we know the standings right now, or is that not
No.
allowed?
No, it's not allowed. No,
Okay.
right?
More
No.
fun not knowing.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, here we go. What animated series revolved around a group of heroes who piloted line robots that could join together to make one big giant robot?
Kate,
Winter.
Katie.
Power Rangers.
No.
Winter.
Winter.
Transformers.
No.
Oh.
Remember, they were little lion robots that would join together into one big robot. All right, the answer I'm looking for. Voltron.
Oh, that's old, Voltron.
That's super old.
Now that you said it.
Yeah, it's super old. All right. What 3 major film releases did Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman star in together?
Winter.
Winter, go for it.
You said 3 major film releases.
Yep. Hey,
Days
Coach.
of Thunder.
Yep.
I know it. If you can't get it, Winter.
All right, we're gonna move on.
Nothing. Move
All right, Katie, go for it.
Go,
It's
Katie.
Days of Thunder, Far and Away, and Eyes Wide Shut.
100%. Great job.
Done.
Nice.
Wonderful. All right.
Far
I
and
know
Away.
that was like, I don't know if people will get that. Far and Away got so much hate, but I love that
It's
movie.
such a good movie.
It's such a good
It's actually
movie.
a very good film.
It's
Yeah.
it's a good movie. It's a solid movie. I couldn't remember Eyes Wide Shut.
Um,
I don't remember.
Kubrick.
what was the name of the berry flavored Pepsi that came out in 2002, also known as Before Ethan Was Born?
Ethan.
Go for it, Ethan.
Berry Pepsi.
No. It's a good guess, though. I love the guess.
Right? Solid.
Winter.
Go for it, Winter.
Was it Cherry Pepsi?
No. Have a guess, Katie?
You said what year was it? 2002?
2002. It was a berry flavored Pepsi. I love it.
Raspberry?
No, you're so close. Great guesses. The answer I was looking for is Pepsi Blue.
Oh, damn it!
That was
I
the
didn't
name
think
of
about. I thought
Pepsi
berry
Blue.
was in the name.
I
Blue was what I thought of, but then I was like, oh well, that doesn't have berry in the name.
I
Yeah.
barely remember that.
Yeah, me too. I remember it being
Oh,
like a
delicious.
thing. How many months did Martha Stewart spend in prison?
Ethan.
Katie?
Ethan.
7?
No. Katie?
18 months?
No.
Winter.
Go for Winter?
9 months.
No. Because we're on a time constraint. We're moving on. The answer I'm looking for is 5. 5 months in prison. Like no time at all. It was probably a nice prison with couches. What's Homer Simpson's favorite brand of beer?
Ethan.
Kate.
Ethan.
Duff.
Duff.
Beer.
Awesome. All right. We have one more round of trivia coming up, which will finalize who the winner is. First, we're going to have a little humor from Katie, if you're ready.
Yeah.
All right. Let's hear it.
All right. So, like I mentioned at the top of the show, I do have 11 diseases, and don't worry, I don't have enough time to talk about all of them right now. If you'd like to sign up for that, follow me on Instagram. You can learn more. And I will start doing comedy shows with bingo cards eventually, so people can keep track. But I will be talking to you all about, I have multiple sclerosis, MS as we like to shorten it, because if you might have noticed, as I said, the word sclerosis, very hard to say when you have multiple sclerosis. So MS for the rest of this bit. And I recently had a scan, and I found out from my doctor that all my scars and my current active lesions where my body is attacking itself are in my frontal lobe. Not only does this mean that I'm self-deprecating by factory setting, it also means that I'm having the world's slowest lobotomy. Like, they should just call it that. They should just put that in the, like, right under the words, just world's slowest lobotomy, you know? And it's in my frontal lobe where my personality comes from. So it's amazing that I'm a person every day. I am a miracle. I am a goddamn miracle. And because I do have MS, I do smoke a lot of pot. I smoke a lot of weed for my chronic pain. And on Zoom, I spend a lot of time like turning my mute on and on, turning my video on and off rather. Not on and on, that wouldn't make any sense at all. That would be a useless switch. But it's because I'm smoking weed, and no one needs to see anyone's dumb smoke exhale faces. No one looks good exhaling smoke no matter how hard you try. You're just always like you're like, it's like, what is happening? You look like you're giving an awkward blowjob, you know, like no one needs to see that face. No one needs to see that face. Also, I cough really hard sometimes, and recently I've coughed so hard that I hear in robot for like just a second, for like just a moment. And it makes me feel very in tune with the universe. It's very zen. And then I also have to have this moment where I'm like, do I need oxygen, or is this really good weed? You know, like should I be worried, or is this just dank? Like, I don't know. I don't know which way to move. Somebody on a mic I was on recently was talking about giving fellatio to their vibrator, and I was like, wait a minute, are blowjobs use it or lose it skills? Like, am I supposed to be practicing? Like, is there some poor woman out there that's naive and being duped through this pandemic? Like, honey, if you don't do it, you're gonna forget how. You better keep doing it, you know? It's just so upsetting. I would say the biggest difference between me in my 20s versus now, me being in my later 30s, is that all of my underwear is dirty. All of it. And I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care the same way I would have cared at 21. But I do think it's responsible for my now defunct OnlyFans account. Because it does turn out you have to invest a little bit, at least in clean underwear, to make any money on those. I'm going to get out of here on this last little thing, which is I've lived in Chicago for 4 years, and I have enemies. Now you might be like, why am I bringing this up? But the thing is, if somebody is talking about you, your name is in their mouth to other people, they're talking about you on Facebook, you know, they're paying attention to what you do, they're talking about the shows you're doing, that's just like your original fan. That's just your first fans, are the people that hate you. Those are just like the first people that like, they're like so passionate about you, they knew everything that was happening with you. Yep. And so honestly, bring on the haters, because it just means I'm doing something right. I've been Katie's Zane. Thank you so much for having me, Chris. This has been so much fun.
Absolutely. Great job. And now every time I smoke weed and exhale, I'm thinking about giving blowjobs. Oh, I love it. That's awesome. All right, we have one more round of trivia. Are we ready? These are 5 points each.
Okay.
Here we go. Who was the first African-American actress to win Best Actress Oscar?
Katie.
Wynter.
Katie.
Halle Berry.
It was Halle Berry. Awesome. All right. In Speed, the movie Speed, what was the lowest speed the bus could go without blowing up?
Katie.
Katie.
55.
No.
Oh.
Wynter.
Wynter.
35.
No.
Ethan. 45.
45. Wynter or Katie, do you know?
Is it 50?
It is 50.
Okay. I remembered it wrong.
Yep.
That was my
All right.
best friend's favorite movie when I was in 6th grade.
That was a fun one. That's that's one of my things I always say now. When anyone says something stupid, I just say shoot the hostage. Like that's one of those things. And people just look at me like, what? And they don't get the reference, or they do. But yeah.
It's a 3%er, but it's
It is, but it's fun.
3%.
Those are the best references.
All right, what company created the microwave dish Easy Mac?
Katie.
Go for it, Katie.
Kraft.
It was Kraft. All right. How old was Doogie Howser when he became the youngest licensed doctor in the country?
Katie.
Katie?
12.
No.
Winter.
Winter?
11.
No.
Ethan.
Go for it, Ethan.
Was he 10?
No, man, you just guys going in the wrong direction.
Winter.
Go for it, Winter.
Was he 13?
No. All right. Moving on. The answer I'm looking for is 14.
Neil Patrick Harris saves me and then hurts me.
NPH, baby. NPH. All right. What was Destiny Child's, last question, what was Destiny Child's original group name? It's a hard one.
I know this. It's really bad.
It's a bad name, yeah.
It's so bad. And I can't remember it.
The answer I'm looking for is Girls Time.
Yeah, it's so
And time
bad.
is spelled Tyme.
Yeah,
Girls
it's
Time.
so bad.
That was so bad. All right, real quick, before we figure out who won, Katie, where can people find you on social media? Where can people find you on your podcast, any of that?
You can follow me on Instagram at EMCEE Katie Zane. I can spell
Katie
that
Zane.
phonetically, but I won't. We don't have time. But also, if you type Katie Zane into YouTube, you can find most of the things I've been clipped on because I am the only Katie Zane on YouTube that performs. So you can find most of my stuff by just typing my name into YouTube. And also, you can follow all the shows I'm doing. I normally post on my stories on Instagram, so you can always see what I'm doing.
Awesome. How about you, Wynter? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Wynter Spears. It's WYNTER, Spears like Britney. I also do a show once a month with Dynasty Typewriter called The Shoutout Show. I do
Nice.
it with comedians Sophia Zolan and Aisha Alpha. And it's Dynasty Typewriter /SOS/. All the information is on my Instagram. We do it the first Thursday of every month. We did
Nice.
a show today. Our next show is on Thursday, February 4th.
Sweet. Awesome. We'll definitely check that out. How about you, Ethan?
You can follow me at The Real Ethan Howard. That's on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. You can also go see me on my Instagram where I'm going on my tour. I'm going Madison, Wisconsin, Bloomington, Indiana, Los Angeles, New York, Miami, Orlando, Tallahassee, and Eugene, Oregon to start off. We're adding like 40 other dates later this year. So come check me out live, take a photo with me, bring me some Chipotle, whatever you want to do.
That's awesome, man. Great job. And I'm looking forward to seeing you go on tour, dude. That'll be awesome.
Thank you. And we're taping this in Madison.
Awesome. Well, here we go. All right. So just to see who won. In third place, with a respectful 18 points, we have Wynter Spears. Good job, Wynter. In second place with 19 points, Ethan Howard. And our winner of our $10 Amazon gift card, and you get to go to the second round. We have Katie Zane with 25 points. You came in right at the last minute.
Yeah, I came in that clutch point time. I am actually a useless information junkie.
Yeah, that Easy Mac won it.
Yep. Well, awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in. We're here every Thursday night, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on YouTube. We're also streaming on Twitch and Facebook, so check us out. Thank you guys so much for being a guest tonight. You guys are always welcome to come back. Yeah, so I'm your host, Chris Kidder. We'll see you next week. Remember, keep creating, keep smiling. For God's sake, keep laughing. All right, love you guys.
Thank you so much for having me. Take care. Nice to meet you guys.
Do we leave?